third floor, Arcanotech, the main building on the Arcanotech campus. Beautiful waterside campus. You were able to kind of talk your way in and get your way up to the third floor outside the Chief Research Officer, Dr. Grant Carnation's office. And Grant Carnation's administrator, Errant Gorge, has essentially kind of saw through your charade / excuse for trying to get an audience with Dr. Grant Carnation, and split themselves into 4 semi-transparent images. And those 4 semi-transparent images are all in a very slow, whisper quiet voice telling you to stay exactly where you are.
Is there a door?
Oh yeah.
And is there no one around?
So let's paint the picture here.
Please do.
So
let's see how dumb Zlobs is going to be.
The 4 images of Errant Gorge are kind of standing on either side of their desk, and they're facing you. Mm-hmm. Behind the 4 images of Errant Gorge is another door to what is almost certainly Dr. Grant Carnation's office. Mm-hmm. Behind you is the door you all came into. Mm-hmm. So there is no one stopping you from necessarily running back from whence you came, though Zlobs, you're kind of doing a threat assessment here, and you're pretty sure that if you made a break for it, there'd probably be an alarm that would go off or something like that.
Yeah, probably. I non-menacingly poked the closest thing to me, the image.
Okay. What is your intention of the poke, just to get a sense of what it's all about?
Yeah, I was like, oh, what is this thing? Are you a hologram?
All right.
I'm just going to poke it.
Sure. 2d6 plus charm, please.
Charm? Oh.
Yeah, this is, are you doing it with childlike curiosity or is this
childlike curiosity. Yeah, it's 7.
All right, partial success.
That's fair.
So
are you doing a childlike curiosity?
Yeah, if your intention is to not be threatening, you kind of barely succeed in not being threatening.
It's true. I'm covered in explosives and armor.
Indeed. So you kind of reach out and poke. The good news on the partial success is Errant Gorge does not immediately take this as a threat. The bad news on the partial success is that the kind of this transparent hologrammy version of Errant Gorge kind of glides a couple of feet up in the air out of your reach and kind of looks down at you.
Why is that a bad thing? That was cool.
Yeah, but the reason why that is bad is now Errant Gorge can fly.
Oh.
Errant Gorge could not before.
That's fair. Okay. But so when I touched it, what did I feel?
You did not.
Oh, I jump and hit the foot.
Sure.
I continue my childlike curiosity.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you. So Errant Gorge kind of glides out of the way, and you kind of whack a foot. It feels almost marshmallowy.
Oh.
Like you don't pass through it like a hologram. You kind of bonk the foot, and it kind of floats out of the way, and then it's as if someone was like hanging from a pull-up bar, and you kind of slap them in the foot. Their foot would kind of flop back and forth. Mm-hmm. Only this foot felt like a marshmallow.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there was a lot of give to it.
Huh.
I'm gonna intervene. It seems like it's only a matter of time before Zlobs escalates the situation. So you're slapping her foot, Zlobs. What do you want me to say? I think I'm gonna I'll dive into Ms. Gorge's mind and let's mix a few things around. Let's do some rearranging.
Yeah, that's definitely not. That's de-escalating. That's what that is.
If I do it right, it will.
Okay. So,
New you, I think.
Yeah. So give me one word, please.
so sleepy. Exhausted. Couldn't
Now the
possibly sit.
issue here, and I will tell you this because I will explain why this has a -1 on it. Actually no, technically it has a -2.
Technically.
One, you're going to learn a little bit about Errant Gorge right now.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. We were both learning.
Sure. Errant Gorge gets essentially is applying a -1 to your roll because Errant Gorge is a former Blittle Leaguer themselves.
Oh.
That's one. Two, the way Errant Gorge's power works is Errant Gorge literally divided themselves into 4 versions, each one roughly 25% as dense as the original.
Oh.
Which means that Errant Gorge's consciousness is kind of drifting in a suspension between all of them. So it's like you're trying to toss a net around a brain that is just larger and less dense. So given all of that, 2d6 plus weird -2.
-2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 8. Right down the middle.
Okay. So you get to choose the drawback.
Ooh.
You do in fact make Errant Gorge sleepy. But your choice. They'll let you know, they'll know you did something to them. The effect is even more temporary than you would like, or the GM will give you a personality trait for as long as the target carries theirs.
Do I get to know what the trait would be?
The chat's going to tell us.
All right. Well, I can't take it away from the chat. I'll take a new personality trait for as long as Ms. Gorge stays sleepy.
Sure. So the way the way it works is there was kind of, so thank you chat, keep them coming. You know what? I'm just going to take the first 3 and we're just going to mix them all up.
Oh, God.
So essentially Mindy, you kind of drew some of the conscious energy off of Errant Gorge to make them sleepy, which means, of course, that you are hyper jittery like a caffeine addict right now. And that it increases general boldness. So yes, you are now very jittery. You are very awake and alert, and yeah, for as long as Errant Gorge is staying sleepy, you are hyper awake.
Excellent.
All right, so Errant Gorge is now kind of like the one version of them that was kind of floating now kind of lands. Just stay right where you are.
No problem.
2 of them sit down. 1 leans on a desk.
All right, we'll stay.
Somebody sing.
Right.
Sing?
Somebody sing a song.
I don't want to lose your love tonight.
The lion sleeps tonight.
Black hole sun, don't you come?
Aaron, before
What
you
a
fall
medley.
asleep, I have a question. Just a nice soothing question. Is there anyone at Arcanotech who's getting married soon? Have you gotten any save the dates recently?
2d6 plus charm.
We're not a charming group.
4.
I am.
That's a group, not our shining individual leader.
No, we're probably due for one. The last one we got. Oh, so sad. And then Errant Gorge goes to sleep.
Okay, good night.
All 4 of them.
We've done it. Excellent. Let's
High five.
go.
High
I
five.
run through the door behind Errant Gorge. I high five Zlobs on the way.
Nah.
Wait.
All right, so you're barging into Dr. Grant Carnation's office?
You betcha.
All right.
We've got work to do.
Sure. So there are definitely security on the way.
Definitely.
Because Errant Gorge definitely hit that button.
Mental
So-
storm.
Yeah, there's going to be. So here's how this is going to go. If anyone rolls a full failure on whatever they do, the security just shows up. If not, they will show up on the second partial success.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Mhm.
Can I create a defensive perimeter that will delay that at all?
What a great idea. Great
Yeah.
idea, Zlobs.
Thank you.
I slap him on the back in a friendly way.
Ow.
So let me ask you a little more about that.
Mhm. Like a barricade.
Yeah, you can make a barricade, sure. We'll see what that does. The idea of slowing they're going to get to the barricade.
Mhm.
Like essentially, they will show up and be within 15 feet of you,
Mhm.
either on one side of the door or the other.
Mm.
On that second partial. But if you want to create a barricade that may have some positive effects, say when you leave, then yes. Or if
Like
you just
a
want to
bunch
roll it,
of-
we'll just see what the dice tell us.
Bunch of
Yeah.
grenades everywhere.
Well, I don't know. Not right away.
Oh,
I mean, do you want one? Here, I can hand Mindy your grenade.
thank you. I'll put it in the pocket of my overalls.
All right, so I'll put it to you this way. I'll give you these options and tell me if you want to make the barricade roll. So this is I'm gonna give it a 2d6 plus sharp
Yeah.
to see about kind of locking something in. On a full success, you'll get they'll show up on the third strike, not the second.
Mhm.
Ooh.
On
full count.
yeah, on a partial, no change. And on a failure, essentially you make enough noise that they're just here right now.
A classic gamble.
Yeah, I'll gamble.
All right.
Where
2d6
we
plus sharp.
There we go. Plus sharp.
So yeah, Morgan, Darby, Mindy, you all kind of break into the office. Zlobs kind of flips over a desk and starts building a barricade. What do you got?
Good idea.
Yeah, 8.
8. Okay, so
Yeah. I'm just making a
kind
mess.
you more or less kind of knock over a chair and kind of flip a desk and slide it into a doorway, and you kind of look and you hear like the ding of like an elevator in the distance, like slowly coming up. So that's what you did.
Yeah.
All of you get into Dr. Grand Carnation's office.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you all a thing about it. Anything you want to learn about this, you're going to have to roll.
Oof.
Okay. Is
But-
Dr. Carnation in the room?
Dr. Carnation is not here. That's the one thing you know off the bat.
Is a hamster in here?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 2 things.
Why Mindy needs to know that, we don't know.
I don't know why Mindy.
But sometimes you just got to know if a hamster's there. All right. Anything anyone else wants to do aside from ascertain whether Dr. Grand Carnation or a hamster is here, you need to roll for it.
I'd like to go to Dr. Grand Carnation's desk and look at all of the picture frames that are on there and see who's in the photos.
2d6 plus sharp, please.
9.
9. All right. So that is strike 1. Next one, the next partial, you're going to get an answer, but then security is here. So this was the one but you got it. Who is in the photos? Well, there are a few on his desk. There is one of there's one of him with a number of colleagues. There is one of it looks like him and his family, but it's years and years and years old. Like Dr. Grand Carnation has gray hair and looks older now, but there's one of him and his family from like many, many, many years ago. And then there are a couple of baby pictures, and then that's kind of it. Essentially, any picture of him from the last 10 years is just Arcanotech photos. Anything with his family is no less than 10 years old.
Okay.
Where's his family?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any tactical place to hide?
Making that assessment will be 2d6 plus sharp.
Okay. That is a 9.
The answer is yes. Also, security is here.
Mental storm.
Oh no! Oh no!
We have work to do. I jump on one of their backs while I'm doing it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, so there is a hiding place. You can hide under Dr. Grant Carnation's desk.
It's too late for that.
But so the question, so Mindy is definitely in the action. Morgan, Darby, or Zlobs, do you want to hide under a desk, or are you out in the world?
I'm flying to the ceiling. I'm hiding up there.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's like a drop ceiling in here. You're able to kind of get up and into. That all counts as, essentially anywhere you want to hide, you can hide because Morgan got a partial success.
Can I grab Mathers and go under the desk?
Mindy, do you want to be stopped by Morgan?
I want to jump on his back.
Got it. Okay. So, Morgan, you kind of reach out and grab for Mindy. Mindy is already kind of like running like towards the sound of approaching security. And you're like, crap. And then you hide under the desk. Mindy. A number of security, like 3 kind of big-ish adults, like definitely adults, security guards come in wearing like kind of your standard like private security for an office park uniform of like gray slacks, like a blue sport coat or Canotech right on the lapel, and they're carrying like walkie-talkies. And one of them runs in, kind of like a tall bald guy, and boom, all of a sudden you're on his back. Hit with mental storm.
Gotcha. Yes.
All right. 2d6 plus weird, please.
Gotcha.
9.
9. All right. So that is a partial success. So this is now a combat roll.
Oh no.
So you are going to do your damage to the target, and the target does its damage to you. So your mental storm is 2 harm that avoids armor. So just describe what the mental storm is. Like, what do you do to this person?
Well, this isn't usually a part of it, but I am screaming, which I think adds a little something in this case. And it's pretty much just I insert myself, down into their mind, and I start swirling everything around faster and faster and faster, like sort of an internal tornado. Their vision goes all purple, and I think it's probably painful.
Definitely. You take 1 harm as this person kind of throws you. Then this person immediately starts grabbing at images that aren't there. Blood kind of pours out of one of his nostrils, and he hits the ground. All right, there are 2 more security here.
Good night.
Both of them are going to attempt to apprehend Mindy.
I'm going to go forward, and I'm going to say, "Oh no, you caught us, the duo breaking into this office. We're the screaming duo. There's just 2 of us. And I half-heartedly jump on him to help sell this.
Wow. I will let you roll 2d6 plus cool on this one. Just for the sheer quick thinkingness of this.
Plus cool. Thank God. 9.
All right. Partial success. So here's how this goes. Essentially, Morgan and Darby, in the confusion of this, and with Zlobs kind of putting this idea in their head that there are just 2 of them, you can both choose right now to leave this building. You don't have to roll for it or anything. You can leave right now. But you have to do it right now.
I think I can stay hidden.
Yeah. I'm staying.
All right. So, Zlobs, you do that. It's, just 2 of us, a dynamic duo. And now you're kind of flailing, and there's just kind of this fracas. All right, who wants to go next?
Can I run down the hallway and try and lead them out of the room so that Darby and Morgan can keep investigating alone in there?
A merry chase, absolutely.
Here we go.
I'm going to say,
I run and I slide between the second one's legs.
I'm going to say this is definitely act under pressure, but I'm going to give you a +1 for the sheer audacity of it.
Okay.
So 2d6 plus cool.
Ooh. What a tough thing. Okay. 7.
Oh.
All right. So you do indeed kind of slide through one of their legs, start sprinting down the hall. The other two follow, making the office temporarily empty. The partial success is that as they are chasing you, one of them kind of gets on the radio and says, breaking at Arcanotech. This is big. Get the minister.
Minister?
The minister.
What?
Boom. Oh, no. That's a pope. Never mind.
Zlobs, come along the merry chase with us.
Now so Minnie runs off. The 3 guards run off. And Zlob's like, all right.
Yeah, well, two guards run off. The other one is reliving a childhood nightmare while unconscious.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah.
sorry.
That's what happens.
I pat him.
Yeah. So
And I take his walkie-talkie. And
You
run.
do.
Good idea. You should say something funny. Say I'll think
Actually,
about it.
Zlobs, in the intervening seconds, you hear a response. This is the minister. I'm en route.
Oh, the minister's
Okay, Morgan, Darby, the office is temporarily clear. You can each do one more thing, and then I think this whole thing's going to blow up.
What?
What?
I'm gonna search the
minister.
I'm gonna search the computer. There's a computer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Good idea.
So on the computer, you can. I would let you do investigate a mystery. Yeah, investigate a mystery. That would work. 2d6 plus sharp.
10.
All right, I'll be darned. So here's how this will work. Now, since you got a 10, you can ask 2 questions from the investigate a mystery plus your free one, or you can trade all 3 in and ask a single question of whatever you want.
Oh.
What question should I ask?
Is the painting here?
Where's the painting?
Where's the painting?
Where's the hamster?
How do
Who's
I
the
get
minister?
the painting?
Did Bill eat a worm?
Yeah.
Did Bill no. Is there any information about the painting on the machine?
If you want there to be.
I do.
Okay, so what is your question?
Is its whereabouts known on the computer? Or is there any information about the whereabouts of the painting?
The answer to that question is yes. But I'm going to ask you to be very, very specific. No yes or no questions, because you got 1. Ask exactly what you want. Whatever you ask, the answer will be here.
Where is the painting?
Here's why this computer has that information.
Oh.
Arcanotech is a sponsor of the Courier Museum. Dr. Grant Carnation himself is an underwriting sponsor of the Palace Theater. He has donated very significant amounts of funds over the last few years to the Palace for some renovation efforts. The one caveat is that he essentially wants to have one of the rooms in the basement to himself. And you kind of look through, it's like, where could Dr. Grant Carnation possibly have stuff and like all of this? And you're like looking at his house and like where it is and all of that. And you find, in like a personal folder, a bunch of like charitable donations to the Palace Theater. And then a note that essentially diagrams out and this becomes immediately apparent to you, that diagrams out the setup for a number of exhaustless generators, the kind that you would use to like power something really powerful underground.
Oh.
And yeah, you put all that together in your head, and you're pretty sure that Dr. Grant Carnation has taken this painting and has secured it below the Palace Theater.
Jackpot.
Mental storm the other security guard.
All right.
Yeah,
2d6 plus.
I help by pantsing him.
All right.
Yeah,
2d6
Zlobs
plus
pants him.
wheat.
This is actually really, really going to help because one of his worst childhood memories is getting pants to doing the rope climb in gym class. So two things are it's kind of making it an
Oh my
immersive
God.
experience for him.
All right. 2d6 plus weird plus 1 because Zlobs is helping.
Yes. Great 10.
Yeah.
Grab another.
Oh, bam.
The exquisite terror of being mentally slammed back into your worst public childhood memory is enough to knock yet another guard unconscious. Meanwhile, in Dr. Grant Carnation's lab, his office, Darby, you can get one more roll of whatever you want to do in here.
I'd like to go over to the guard who's still on the floor in a lot of pain, and I want to take like a little ice pack out of there's like a little mini fridge and put it around his neck and wake him up, and try to just help him feel a little bit better and talk to him.
Sure.
Oh.
Darby.
Yeah, this guard kind of, comes back. Like, it takes Morgan a while to do this. Like, all of this stretches over the next few minutes. But yeah, you kind of ice pack the guard, and he kind of wakes up. He got, it looks like he like twisted his knee or something on the way down too. So pretty much the best he can do is like sit up.
Hey, are you still in a lot of pain right now?
Who are you?
It doesn't matter, but you're going to be okay in a little bit. And I'm sorry that you're probably having some nasty thoughts right now, but they're going to go away. But you're going to have to not follow us when we leave, okay?
Are you with the people that broke in? Did you?
No,
break
they're
in?
gone. But I do have some questions.
They're gone.
It was just 2 people.
Oh.
It was just 2. And then my friend and I, we heard the ruckus and we came. And so we're just here to clean things up and make sure you're okay. And to ask you if you could give us any information about what Dr. Carnation is doing with the still life painting that he stole.
2d6 plus charm. I'm going to give you a -1 on top of this because this man is heavily concussed.
Oh,
but she has a calming presence.
Uh-huh.
okay. Okay, then it's a 6.
Oh, so close.
Well, it's I don't know what you mean. He's a good man. It's just so sad. Just so, and then he passes out.
Good. Something happened to Dr. Carnation, Morgan. Something bad.
Something bad happened? I found the location, by the way.
Where is it?
In the painting, it's at the bottom of the theater.
Of the Palace Theater?
Yeah.
We better go get Mindy and Zlobs.
All right. What do I aim this? Yeah, I have a. Yeah, what's up?
What are you doing? Throwing a grenade?
No, it's a cream pie.
I was gonna say we should hop on the walkie-talkie and tell the minister to eat a worm.
All right, here, catch.
1, 2, 3. Eat a worm, minister.
So this is happening. As you're Darby and Morgan, you're kind of like running out to try to find Zlobs and Mindy. As you're running down a hallway and you kind of look out it's kind of this, like, you kind of go through this big kind of third floor atrium, and you're looking out at the front of the building, a big SUV with, kind of official looking plates and like the City of Manchester seal on the side, kind of pulls up out front. Maybe a couple 100 feet back are more like SUVs with like police in it. But this first one gets out, and kind of like a woman throws open the door and walks out. She's wearing this kind of like big, broad trench coat, and she kind of reaches back into the car and grabs a suitcase, or a briefcase rather,
Ooh.
and starts walking towards the building.
Oh my gosh! Wait, I just remembered something. Pause the action. Where's Jolene?
That's a great question. So Jolene obviously was with you, and things went haywire pretty fast. So I'll let you assign Jolene. Where is Jolene? What do you want her to be doing right now?
I think Jolene probably hid with Morgan.
Gotcha. So yeah, that means that Jolene, Morgan, and Darby are now heading towards you.
Okay, perfect. While I'm hog tying the security guard, can I figure out why Jolene was at the quarry?
2d6
Before this
plus
goes
weird,
any
please.
further, I should really be responsible and figure that out. 11.
In this moment, because Jolene's thoughts are not guarded, and because you are just so focused,
It's like my mind is a laser.
Yeah, you kind of shoot a laser right through the bullseye of Jolene's mind. Jolene was conducting an experiment. She wanted to use chemistry to liquefy granite.
Cool.
The reasons you do not believe are nefarious, but you also recognize how truly dangerous it would be to have a chemical that can liquefy granite, especially considering how many buildings in New England are made of granite.
Yeah, and doing it at a quarry.
Yeah, just use water.
Yeah,
Totally.
right? That's why it's there.
Very cool.
Does
Jolene.
I imagine Jolene, Darby, and Morgan kind of like around a corner, right?
Yes.
I like point to like the exit. Get out.
Yeah, so the guards have been sufficiently subdued so that all of you can escape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at this point, it's fun. Like, you know what, Zlobs, just roll 2d6 flat.
10.
Good. The collateral damage is remarkably minimal. Like, you did not destroy the third floor of this building. It was mostly like pantsing and psychic warfare.
Yeah, a good, clean job.
Precision. I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what I'm doing.
Well,
So-
guards, we'd love to stay and talk, but it looks like you're all tied up.
Ah.
And with that, with like a roguish smile, you all sprint out and like run down a back stairway. Darby,
Can I do just one more thing?
Oh no.
if the dice let us, sure.
While everyone else is going out the back stairway, I just wanted to get a running start and fly out the front door, up, swoop, grab the briefcase, and then make my way to go meet the crew.
You rogue.
Essentially, you want to steal it from the person that's walking in.
Borrow. I want
All right.
Oh my god.
to borrow it.
I wonder what's in the suitcase.
Darby.
Well, the dice will tell us.
Ugh.
Um,
Ugh.
It's just when I was running down the atrium, I saw it and it just.
When did you become a thief?
Good idea, Darby.
I will let you roll. Ooh, I'll let you roll. This is act under pressure straight away. I'll let you roll 2d6 plus charm. I'm sorry, 2d6 plus
Charm?
2. Sorry.
Yes.
No, this is cool. This is act under pressure.
So can I get anything besides a charm roll? A 9.
Okay.
It looked really important. And
It definitely was.
Oh, maybe Darby
most briefcases do.
gets the briefcases, but attracts the police attention, so they have to follow us to the Palace Theater.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
It would
That's,
be so bad.
that's exactly what happens.
Come on!
So Darby, yeah, you grab it, and kind of flap into the person that you grab it from was like approaching essentially like at this point is in the building, is like walking towards an elevator. It's literally one of those things where like from her perspective, it's like boom, boom, elevator opens, angel flies out, towards her, grabs briefcase, and then boom, out the front door you go, and like into the sky.
I'll bring it back.
Yeah, all of you reconvene like essentially in the woods nearby. There are sirens everywhere.
What does the
like
walkie-talkie say?
So, yeah, you adjust it to police frequency, and they are essentially putting together roadblocks in a drag net.
Roadblocks and a drag. They're gonna catch us with a net?
Dun, 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 dun.
Potentially.
A net in the sky?
By dragnet, I mean they are like sealing off the roads, and they're going to begin like tightening the noose around your location.
Okay, so this is pretty crazy. I learned on the computer in the office of Mr. Carnation that the painting is in the theater basement.
What?
Morgan,
Oh,
you
Morgan.
are awesome.
Morgan.
Pretty amazing.
Great work.
I shake Morgan's hand.
Yes. Good job. I shake Morgan's hand too. Morgan, you are a star among us. Great job getting the computer. Darby, great job getting the briefcase. Zlobs, we ran so fast. We've got to get to the theater. Jolene,
I'm gonna open the briefcase first.
Jolene, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. This thing certainly took a turn, but this is we are getting information.
Jolene, she's not normally like this.
Yes, I'm getting that sense.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, Darby, you crack open the briefcase. Ooh, all right.
Ooh.
This is this is definitely taxpayer-funded weaponry.
Oh, my favorite kind.
Yeah, so all of you kind of gather around and look into this briefcase. So
Ooh.
you are all part of Blittle League.
Yes.
And Little League operates out of the urban centers, which are protected by this net of Little League strength. For those outside of the urban centers, protection from the arcane and the demonic and all falls to the taxpayers. And there are kind of standard issue things that are given to, suburban and deep rural municipalities to essentially allow them a puncher's chance if, a demon flies up from under the ground or a monster made of rocks shows up or something like that. In this briefcase is a ton of that stuff. There's like magically infused concussion grenades.
Wow.
A bunch of like super expanding and retracting restraints. As well as a stack of, so the only non-magical weaponry thing in here is a stack of business cards in a little business card slot in one of the sides of the briefcase.
Do they say Darby chocolate waffle maker?
Alas, they do not. Defensive Officer Ricochet Parsons.
Parsons.
Ricochet Parsons. That's a name. That's a good name.
It's a good name.
Can I take a couple of the restraints?
Yeah.
I think I like this stuff. I think
Pinball
it's
Parsons.
useful.
Pinball Parsons.
Oh, wait a second.
Richard. Transit Trilliums.
Relation?
Probably.
It doesn't say the family tree on the business cards, but if
Very
you
well.
want to do a little research, you might be able to sort something out.
Morgan, text pinball.
All right, can I text pinball from here?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna text pinball.
Text
I-
pinball and say, could you please tell Ricochet to give us some space for like a second?
Do you know anybody named Ricochet?
What?
And then you see the dots. And then they go away.
Me.
And then you see the dots. Then they go away.
Uh-oh.
This is why
And
you
you're pretty sure you hear an alarm, a siren getting closer. Then you see dots. Yes, she's my aunt. Why?
Oh, we should probably go. By the way,
Oh, we should sprint to the theater so fast.
I'll fly Morgan so Morgan can text while we fly.
Okay, and me and Zlobs, the danger duo, will run as fast as we can. And if we have to mental storm some people on the way, then that's sometimes how these missions go. Come on, Jolene, let's scoot.
Oh, all right. Sure. So with that, Darby and Morgan, I'm not worried about you kind of evading the dragnet because you can fly. But yeah, Zlobs, Mindy, and Jolene, you have to find a way to get past essentially a police roadblock. So what do we want to do there?
I have a car with an AI.
Yeah.
It's probably reasonable that it decided to follow me, right? And I could probably summon Listerine via scope.
So, like, you flew up here in the big Petunia, and Listerine was like, I miss you, and started slowly driving up I-93.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's lonely.
Listerine does that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Scope, this is Zlobs. Can you come pick us up, please? Thank you.
We're going to leave it to pure chance, though.
Great.
Because here's the thing. The AI, as I've mentioned, the AI, when not...
it's
when
dumb. It's
left
dumb
to
as
its
heck.
own devices,
It's so dumb.
is not a great driver.
No.
So
What's the difference?
2d6 plus sharp,
Ooh,
and tell me what you get.
great. All right. Well, we got a 6. It went to the wrong Manchester.
Wait. Which one?
I don't know. Scope, where are you? Scope, I need you.
Okay.
Manchester, Maine is in Kennebec County.
Oh, not too far. That's okay.
Population 2,500. Right this second, there is a local sheriff asking an empty car that is still talking things like, what are you doing in my town? And do you know how fast you were going? And the AI is doing its darndest. Well, I'm in Manchester. I'm here to see a friend. And what is the name of your friend? I don't know, actually. But I know that he's my friend. He told me to get here. Well, can you describe your friend? He's a boy. He's 11. He likes candy. Uh-huh. And does he live in Manchester? No. Uh-huh. And this continues for some time. Anyway, with that off the table, how do you all want to try to get to the Palace Theater?
I have another idea.
Yeah.
How quickly do you think, with my laser focused brain, I'm so ready for this. How quickly do you think I can enter the mind of each police officer and snip out any training they have about creating a barricade. Quick cut from just each of the police minds. Like, they're so confused about how to set up a barricade. They totally forget. How do we do this? What's a roll net?
Oh
They have no idea how to do this, I bet, as soon as I have something to do with it.
All right.
Oh my
They
god.
permanently forget their training.
So this is going to be a giant psychic ritual.
Yes.
So I'm going to use ritual magic rules.
Okay.
Um,
I'll hop on the back of Zlob's scooter so I can concentrate.
oh, the scooter's definitely not in the woods. You've escaped the building.
Oh no! So I'm running and thinking at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There has to be like some. Oh, there's a food truck. Oh, I definitely hotwired a food truck.
Sure.
Oh boy!
So yeah, there was one parked in a parking lot that you sprinted to get out into the woods. You wired it up. Here's the ritual. You need to temporarily boost your psychic power, and you're pretty sure the way to do that is for Jolene Wormwood to essentially dip your hands into conductive chemicals, and you need to grab the car battery of this food truck and pretty much run current through your brain.
Got it. I'm not really supposed to do experiments like this without Nana's supervision, but this is an emergency situation, so I'm ready to lube up my hands and grab that battery.
All right. So here's how this is. I'm just gonna give you everything here, and you're gonna determine where we go. On a 10, this remarkably works. On a 7 to 9, full amnesia for all of the police within like a 1 mile radius.
Permanently?
You don't know,
Okay.
but you don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Like as you're starting to kind of connect yourself to this thing, on a 6 or less catastrophe. So the catastrophe will involve
Maybe me getting shocked by this car battery I'm holding.
what's going to happen is, do you want to know or do you not want to know?
No, let's just go for it.
Let's just go for it. All right.
I can't think about it any longer or I'm going to lose my nerve.
Mhm.
Here we go. And it's an 8. Not so bad.
Okay. There's a frontage road leads to one of the back parking lots of the Arcanotech campus. And it's, a couple of uniformed officers in a car. They're like putting a spike strip down across the road, and the two of them are talking. So we have a description of the person. Some kids. I think they're from the city. Oh, we haven't heard. That's weird. That is weird. Anyway, so what are you doing if Dave? Are you all right? Are you not?
Oh no.
Then they look down at their hands and their uniforms, and they touch the guns on their side, and then look at each other, and then they both put their hands up. Anyway, back in the woods.
That was pretty disturbing, but as we drive by in the food truck, I'll just shout out, I'll have my Nana send you an antidote.
Oh,
The Palace Theater. there's already a line forming because it's Friday, and this is the weekly show, one of the more famous in town, of Kayleigh and Prince, the longest-running vaudeville act in the Northeast. Yeah, a big line of people. Some of them eating ice cream, waiting, looking at old playbills of Kayleigh and Prince. There's a group of people that are all wearing shirts with the old Kayleigh and Prince poster on it, and you pull up in a food truck,
Mm-hmm.
and
it's called Mucho Aquí.
Indeed.
Yeah, that psychic ritual really drained out the last of my new you energy, and I fell asleep in the back of the food truck. So I'm currently napping back there.
You are indeed. Mucho Aquí pulls up front, and immediately a line begins forming at your window.
Uh-oh. I start taking orders.
Oh my
god. What does Mucho Aquí serve?
It's a
Waffles?
taco truck.
Taco truck, yeah.
Taco truck.
Yeah, you got your tacos, you got your waffle tacos, all kinds of things.
Taco waffles.
So, all right, which one of you is manning the flat top?
Once again, I am asleep. If Zlobs wakes me up, I'm happy to take up a job, though.
Jolene, I need you on the flat top.
All right, Jolene's working the flat top, grilling up the proteins. Who's taking orders? Who's expediting?
Well, I'm gonna land on top of the food truck because I see Zlobs taking orders.
Yes.
And then join in, walk in. Get into the truck.
What ends up happening here is the Mucho Aquí truck does remarkably good business over the next hour, as eventually the line for Kayleigh and Prince kind of breaks and everyone heads into the theater. The police are nowhere to be found. You hear on the radio this whole time, by the way, as you're cooking up tacos al pastor and nacho plates and empanadas, that there's just increasingly confused chatter as all of these people that are suffering from temporary but rather complete amnesia piece together that they are in fact police, and then they start looking in their own wallets and figuring out who they are and starting to call their families. So it's this loud cacophonous sound of 24 police officers figuring out their own life stories over the radio, which means that all of you have a window, really.
Yeah. God, Mindy, what did y'all do? Also, I need 3 fried avocados and 2 chili porks.
Everyone wants fried avocados.
Chili pork coming up. Avocados in the window.
Thanks, Jolene.
Yep. Eventually you make a bunch of money. I'm going to say, unless you tell me otherwise, you leave the till in there full of money to make up for the fact that you have stolen this truck. And
I don't steal trucks. It's really there's a line item for it, John.
You borrowed this. There's a line item for this. You borrowed his Blittle League business is totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you have in point of fact done all of that. Now the Mucho Aquí truck is sitting empty, half a block from the Palace Theater, and you all. How do you want to get into the Palace Theater?
Well, if no one's particularly looking for us, I guess we could sneak in as customers.
Yeah, sure.
5 tickets?
5 tickets, just in time, too. We have the back row still open. Here you are. They're about to start.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. And with that, you head into the Palace Theater.
Mhm.
It
Wait,
is.
you have the travel card, Darby?
Mhm.
Ah,
Coach, trust me.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, that makes sense.
We all have travel cards now, don't we?
Yeah.
What? Why am I?
No. There's one. There's one per squad.
Oh, okay.
No.
They learned that lesson a long time ago.
Yeah.
You have to have the segregation of powers. You can't have the person who's the captain for that particular mission doesn't have the card.
Checks
Yeah.
and balances.
And I've also been banned from using it, but because I refuse to use it in almost every situation.
Yep.
It's just an expense report, Morgan.
No.
They
Like
also
it's
have to
taking
have it
money.
fill out.
Okay, why don't we walk downstairs?
Sure. So the Palace Theater itself, you kind of walk into this big, beautiful lobby, gorgeous, kind of the velvet buntings. There's, a line that's of people still getting like concessions from this big, beautiful, like brass concession counter. And you can hear like the laughter of folks in the main theater itself. And like one of you like pokes your head like up to the door and you see, on stage a player piano that's playing itself. And it's just like filling up and people are having fun and laughing and talking amongst themselves. And you see like, kind of a ghostly head like peer out from in between the curtains. And then the whole audience like claps and cheers. And then like the ghostly head like creeps back in.
Well, wait.
Oh,
So,
Can I read the ghost's mind?
no.
I'm really tired from such a rambunctious day, but I just have to know. I'm not even looking for anything. I just want to know if it works the same.
2d6 plus weird.
Oh, the implications if it does.
Mhm.
Am I right? Oh, probably not. 6.
Oh, those are bad implications.
You're kind of looking and you close your eyes and you reach out. All of you are like getting ready to like sneak downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden a kind of floating blue being kind of kind of pops in front of you, Mindy. He's wearing a well-pressed suit. Also, there is a 5-foot metal rod extending kind of down through his shoulder and out his side.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did he die from like a stage accident?
I'm
Hello,
sorry, does one of
friend.
you want an autograph?
Yes.
Well, I wish I could abide. I am non-corporeal, my young friend.
It's funny because it's true.
What's your name?
I am the esteemed Calloway of Calloway and Prince.
Hello, Callum.
I felt someone rummaging around in my essence.
Apologies.
Well,
I've had a long day.
I understand. I've had a day so long it has lasted several decades. That has not exhausted, though, my desire to put on a fine show for the people of this wonderful town.
These jokes.
Where are all of you from? Are you visiting from out of town?
Yeah, Somerville.
Somerville, the city of theaters. Did you know that Somerville used to have 6 theaters and I toured them all?
Wow.
Whoa.
Well, we go to the Somerville Theater sometimes.
I remember it well. That is in Davis Square, the Somerville Theater, a beautiful theater. My favorite was Hearst's Broadway.
Ooh.
I was told by visitors from Somerville that it is now a pottery studio. Sad in a way, but also very inspiring if you like pottery. I, for one, do not, as I am non-corporeal.
He's just killing it with this crowd.
Do the 5 of you have tickets? If not, I'm going to have to kick you out.
Oh, we have
Yes.
tickets.
Oh, terrific. It has been many, many decades, dare I say a century before I was a ticket taker. But then again, since I am here and the 5 of you were rummaging around in my brain, let me just look at each and every single one of them. And yes, there you are. Welcome. Those are seats in the back. That makes sense, especially if my comrade Prince screws up. You can make a quick exit.
Mr. Kayleigh,
Yes.
apologies again about the rummaging. We were actually wondering if we could have a look around the theater due to a secret room that exists.
Little League business.
Yeah, Blittle League business. We could show you the secret room if you'd like to see it. There's a very nice painting inside.
Oh, no. Secret rooms are meant to be secret for a reason. No, the rafters above my head, the stage under my feet, that's where I am most home. I dare not tread into secret rooms.
That's fair.
Got it. Well, enjoy your show then. We'll just make our way there and we'll hopefully maybe catch the second act.
I shan't say a thing about it so long as one of you tells me a joke.
Good.
Two drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. But
I've heard it, and I liked it. But I need one I've never heard before.
oh,
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
I don't know it. Though I've heard that one as well.
Oh, okay. Two drums and a fish without eyes fall down a cliff. But fish.
I like that. And in a puff of blue smoke, the wafting whisper of "enjoy the show" floats in the air.
That guy was weird.
I loved him.
me too.
Oh my goodness, we have to come back here every show.
Also, you're one to talk matters. Let's.
I get tuckered out again from that exertion and I fall asleep in the aisle.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I carry Mindy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you make your way kind of through the back aisle, or the labyrinthian rear corridors of the theater. I want one of you to just roll something. Roll anything you want that would encapsulate the journey from the public space of the theater to this private room.
I'm gonna roll charm if that's all right.
Absolutely.
That's a 9.
Perfect. So a partial success is enough to talk you through the the volunteer ticket taker that's like watching the side door.
Mhm.
And you get downstairs. The only caveat is it takes a while. This volunteer gives you bad directions and you end up kind of cutting back and forth. But yeah.
Sean.
You make it down into the bowels of the Palace Theater, which is exactly what you would expect the bowels of a century-old theater to look like. It's full of old props and chests of things, boxes, mannequins with costumes on them, some things covered in mildew and cobwebs, other things looking pristine and wonderful, stacks upon stacks upon stacks of playbills, old receipts, super old cash registers, piles and piles of linens, replacement seats, all of these things as you kind of walk through this maze. And then you get to a door. And on that door, there's this tiny little plaque that says, a generous gift from Grant and Savannah Carnation.
Hey, open the door.
leads to a hallway. There's an emergency exit like halfway down the hallway. There's like a big red exit sign. And then you walk past that, and then there's kind of this inner door at the end of the hallway. There is like a key code thing that you force or otherwise bypass. We don't need to roll for it. You're down here long enough that you're able to do it. You open the door. The generators are off. And so the only thing in here, the only power in this room is like the building's power, which is enough to like light the light bulb. And there are a couple of open computers here. There's a lot of equipment in here that looked like it was attached to a pair of indoor exhaustless generators that are sitting on the floor. Kind of measuring tools, these weird scales. Morgan, you recognize some of this stuff. Jolene recognizes other of this stuff. Mindy, you've probably seen Nana Mathers use a couple of these things. It looks like a makeshift futuristic lab that combines a lot of different disciplines, kind of magic and alchemy and science and all these different things.
What are they doing down here? Do you have any clue, Jolene?
Well, a lot of this equipment was to keep the room sterile and keep out things like bacteria. It's essentially it pulled a vacuum just outside the door.
Yeah, looks like there's a lot of things that dissipate heat from high electricity use.
Exactly. It could be used for anything, but whatever it is, the conditions in here needed to be incredibly precise. Very smart. Someone very smart made this. I guess Dr. Grant Carnation's a smart guy. You see the painting.
Hey, found the painting. Pick it up.
Yeah. You're holding it, Zlobs, and looking at it. It is the painting.
It's a painting.
There's the bowl, there's the fruit, there's like the little moth. And there's also in the painting a hamster with a little collar around its neck.
Oh, it's so cute.
What the heck?
Let me see
Adorable. Whoop.
that. I don't think that.
Hamster.
Yeah, that hamster isn't in the original.
No.
Quick, someone Google it.
Can I take a look at the more Nana-looking machines, the more unfamiliar kind of esoteric ones, and see if I can figure out what they do?
Yeah. This looks like the kind of stuff that Nana would use to try to open up a temporary portal somewhere.
Can I find a nearby magnifying glass and look at the little... there's like a collar on the hamster.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to look and see if I can see any identifying marks.
So here's the thing as you explore all of this. It's not like someone painted this hamster onto the painting. It's as if the hamster had always been there. Done in the style. Like it's below the coating of like preserving wax that this painting is covered. Like it's done in the style of the artist, which is really weird because the collar on the hamster is a modern collar, and on it says Arcanotech. Dr. Grand Carnation is sitting in his car.
Oh, we didn't check his car. Ugh.
It's parked parked in a convenience store parking lot about half a mile from the Courier Museum. He is gathering himself, steadying his breathing. On the seat next to him is a stack of papers. The save the date from his wedding. The funeral announcement. The picture of the two of them at the Courier Museum. He presses a button on this plunger he's holding, and a machine sitting next to him begins injecting chemicals into his arm. He closes his eyes and projects from himself a being made of force, and it starts making its way towards the museum.
Yellow Man for Real had a question in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the food truck would have exploded, and Zlobs, Jolene, and Mindy would have been out for the rest of the session.
Oh, fair.
That
Fair.
would have been a disaster.
That would have been a
Mhm.
disaster.